Trump's budget would end student loan forgiveness program. This is a nice transition. See, instead of making these bullshit platitude tweets hinting that gun violence wasn't an issue until Trump showed up, which makes you sound really freaking dumb, let's actually talk about some policies that are terrible. Like this one. Trump's budget would end student loan forgiveness program. The proposal sharply curtails income-based loan repayment plans. It would also scratch the public service loan forgiveness program and embolden the government to go after students who don't pay their loans. Higher education faces massive changes under President Trump's spending plan. The proposal unveiled Monday would sharply curtail income-based loan repayment plans. It would scratch the public service loan forgiveness program and embolden the government to go after students who don't pay their loans and cut funding for federal work study in half. Changes to loans would apply to borrowing after July 1st, 2019, not including those loans provided to borrowers to finish their current education. And this isn't even as brutal as he wanted to come down on students. Keep in mind what he wanted to do. What he also wanted to do, he wanted to tax the tuition remission of graduate students as taxable income. And what does that mean? I know you guys know it, but just to go through it. So when you go into a graduate program, in a lot of cases, you get a funding package. And what that funding package is first of all, you get free tuition. You don't have to pay tuition. You also get a living stipend to live on, and it's enough money to survive. It's not a lot of money. Typically, it is literally just enough money to live. So, and that's what you get. And what do you do in exchange for that? Well, in exchange for that, you are an asset to the department. You might do some teaching of undergrads. You might assist in research for members of the faculty. You're basically an assistant to the department. You're an asset to the department. You do your research, and that's the exchange, basically. And in exchange, you get to go to school for free, and you get a living stipend. So it's your job, more or less. I mean, typically in the summers, you have to get a job because you don't make very much money as a graduate student. My stipend was literally just enough to survive. Like, I made just enough money to pay my rent. And I did stand up on the side to help. Like the weekend stand up gigs helped get me through. And then in the summer, I would either do stand up full time or I would get a day job if I needed to. But anyway, Trump wanted to change it to tax that. The tuition part of it, he wanted to tax that. So say just, my living stipend was $500 a month. This is just a for instance. Of course, it wasn't that low. That's insane. But let's say it was $500 a month. My tuition remission was $20,000 a year. I would be taxed on all that money. I would be taxed on my $500 a month plus my $20,000 a year would be considered income. So basically, I mean, it would make it almost impossible to go to grad school, in other words. That's what they wanted to do. And this points out that graduate students will be paying significantly more. The budget plan would also narrow the number of income-driven repayment plans. And it's ending. And you know what? We could eliminate student loan debt in this country. We really could. I mean, during the campaign, people mocked Jill Stein for her plans to end student debt. But now people are really looking into it, and they're like, oh, this is actually a good idea. And maybe it's because they're seeing how brutal the alternative is. Gee, and isn't that interesting? When you mock the person who makes ending student loan debt a priority, when you mock the person who stands for free college, when you mock that person and you prop up the person that wants to do nothing about all the above, and then the right-wing demagogue wins who wants to harm education as much as possible, who wants to come down on the least powerful among us, this is what you get. No more student loan forgiveness. We're going to go after you. We're going to take it out of your taxes. This is what you get. And we haven't been talking about this because, as Joe points out, Russia. Hey guys, thanks for watching. That was a clip from Get Your News On with Ron, the world's first viewer-curated streaming news show. What does that mean? That means I log on to a stream and people tweet me articles over on Twitter at Ron Placone, or they use our Reddit subsection, which is just Get Your News On with Ron over on Reddit. And that's how we build the show. I'm seeing all these articles for the first time. We are literally getting our news on together. Follow me on Twitter at Ron Placone so you can participate. And this show streams live every Tuesday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please do tune in. If you want to support this show, you can do so over on patreon.com/Ron Placone, where for as low as $1 a month, you get access to exclusive podcasts every week, exclusive videos, free tickets to shows when I'm performing in your town, and more for as low as $1 a month. Please do consider it. Thank you so much for your support. This has been Get Your News On with Ron.